I always had a clear idea of what I wanted in life: a loving husband, a stable home, and kids to raise together. Mark seemed like the perfect fit: steady, dependable, and committed. From the moment we met at a work event, I knew I could win him over. The excitement of pursuing him and seeing him fall for me was thrilling. The early years were exactly as I imagined, but after having kids, something changed. Mark stayed a great husband and father, but I grew restless, wanting more than the predictable life we had. Among our friends, I was always in control, balancing everything perfectly. Erica, with her beauty and charm, sometimes threatened that balance, but I knew how to handle it. I could get what I wanted, not just from Mark, but from everyone. I played the role of loving wife, devoted mom, and supportive friend while always plotting my next move beneath the surface. This photo brings back memories of all of us together, probably taken at Erica's birthday. By then, we'd likely finished 2 bottles of wine based on the grin on Annalise's face. Kara was laughing uncontrollably with Val teasing her at the end of the table. It's a great shot of the 5 of us. I remember the cute guy who took it at Erica's request while putting away glasses. Erica always gets her way, thanks to her model-like looks. She moves through life easily, with her summer dresses, blonde curls, and long lashes. Her husband is a builder, rugged, always in jeans and a worn-out t-shirt with messy, sandy hair she's always fixing. Kara, with her dark hair and athletic build, is a fitness trainer. She's shorter than Erica, but still taller than the rest of us. Despite having 3 kids, her toned stomach shows no sign of it. Her husband, a gym manager, is just as fit. Kara is always talking about how they run together. I'm sure they're active in other ways, too. Val, a heavier woman with short brown hair, always knew how to hold her drink. She keeps her hair short because she's always busy, managing 2 rowdy boys while their father sits by uselessly. I wouldn't tolerate that, I once said, but Val handles it. She's a natural leader, even with our kids. At the park or beach, Kara doesn't mind when Val takes charge. For Kara, it's like a break. Annalise is a slim, recently divorced blonde, but don't be fooled. Her hair color is fake. I know because we go swimming after dropping the kids at school, and I've seen her completely. This sounds rude, I say out loud. Maybe I should apologize. In the photo, my eyes are drawn to the second person from the left, looking directly into the camera. Not fat or thin, tall or short, holding a glass near her lips. That's me. In a summer dress, brown hair clipped back, I'm the only one aware we're being watched while the others laugh. I'm Polly, with a husband who earns well at the same insurance company I left to raise our 2 kids. I sacrificed my career for motherhood, sitting there barefoot in strappy sandals. We're at dinner at a nice restaurant. There are 4 of us. I'm in a little black dress, sitting across from Erica's husband, Harrison. Erica is next to me, across from my husband, Mark. He came straight from work in a suit, neatly groomed, smiling at something Erica said. She's in a dark blue dress that contrasts with her pale skin, her hair in a French bun with little curls framing her face. Erica laughs, so I laugh too, but I notice Harrison looks uncomfortable in his shirt and pants. We're discussing the upcoming election, and it's clear he's out of his depth. He looks at me, and I give him a sympathetic smile. Mark talks about his job, trying to downplay it, calling insurance too boring for dinner conversation. I agree in principle, but I know he's underselling himself. He was recently promoted, though he mentions it casually. Harrison reaches for his beer. The restaurant is new and pricey, more upscale than they would normally choose, but I booked it anyway. I didn't want to eat burgers in jeans. The main course arrives, and I nudge Mark to order more drinks. With a nanny watching the kids, we have to take advantage. I refill Erica's glass and Mark's too, smiling as they chat. Harrison finishes his drink, and I nod at him. Do you want to stick with the same drink or switch to wine? I ask. Yeah, wine sounds good, he replies. Red for steak or white? I offer both bottles. Red, he says. I pour his wine and hand him the glass with a smile. He nods and thanks. Erica, uninterested, starts talking about herself again. I interrupt. What do you think about kids having phones? Erica looks confused. Who cares? I have more interesting things to discuss. At what age do you think it's appropriate? I press. We're getting to that stage. When they stop dropping them, Mark jokes. They're expensive. I shrug. We'll probably wait. Val's oldest has one, but I worry about social media pressures. Afraid they'll overshare? Erica asks. Yes, and that they might do something stupid that lasts forever. Like bad haircuts, terrible outfits, she teases. Exactly. Imagine if we had phones when we were their age, every awkward moment captured forever. I smile and sip my drink. I doubt I had anything worth photographing back then, Mark says. Why, were you bored? Mark tenses slightly but responds, I was careful not looking for trouble. So just endless photos of you doing homework, praying? And playing sports. I was a good kid. And smart. Top of your class, right? I guess. You were a great nerd, best in math and physics, I say, smiling. I notice Harrison shifting uncomfortably in his seat. Erica, what about you? I ask. Oh God, no, I'd be horrified if everything from back then was photographed, she laughs, waving her wine glass. I seize the moment. So if we found you online, what would we see? Erica pauses, then smiles sweetly, looking confused. Well, let's find out, I say, pulling out my phone. Polly, no, what are you doing? There's something about all of us on the internet. What do you think will show up for you? I ask. Erica laughs nervously, watching closely as I type her name into the search bar. The screen refreshed with the results. What's that? Erica asked flirtatiously. I pretended to scroll. School fair, it was last year. Wow, you ran the classic? Yeah, my time's listed. That was over 5 years ago. What's this? She asked. I paused over a video. Erica tensed. What's up? Mark asked, glancing over. I looked at Erica and smiled. Harrison leaned in as her expression shifted. This isn't you, right? I asked, touching the screen. A picture appeared of a young blonde woman in lingerie posed seductively on a chair. I placed the phone on the table so everyone could see. Erica quickly grabbed it, frowning as her cheeks reddened. Her eyes met mine. That was a long time ago, Polly, she said softly. I took the phone back and handed it to Mark. You look amazing, I said. Wish I had a body like that back then. Erica's smile widened as she relaxed. It was years ago. I did some modeling. No idea how those ended up online. Maybe you've got a secret fan base, I joked, turning to Mark. Have you seen enough? Can I have the phone back? Mark handed it over, and I placed it face down on the table, her photos still visible. I glanced at Harrison. No lingerie pics of you, right? Nope, you're safe, he joked. Did you know about these? I asked. Yes, I nodded, looking away. Sorry, I didn't expect to find anything. Erica shrugged. Don't worry, it's old news. After dinner, we walked home. I lagged behind while Mark and Erica chatted, walking next to Harrison. Sorry, I whispered to him. For what? He asked, confused. I didn't know I'd find those pictures. It's fine, he said, shrugging. No, if someone showed me pics of Mark like that, I'd be horrified. Harrison stayed silent, but I pressed on. You knew, right? You said you've seen them. Yeah, I knew. You don't seem happy about it. That's life, Polly. It was before me. It's not awkward. I noticed his eyes shift from me to Erica's back. I nodded toward them. It's awkward for me. I didn't like Mark seeing those pictures of your wife. It must be hard knowing they're out there forever. It is what it is. She did some filming back then. I didn't expect it to be so accessible. We walked in silence for a moment before I touched his hand. He turned to me. What's going on? He asked quietly. I've heard stories about young models, how they get hired for parties, told what to wear or not wear. I hope you've discussed all this with her. A shadow crossed Harrison's face, making me a bit uneasy. If you want to talk, I whispered. He looked at me for a moment, then nodded. Fine. Up ahead, our spouses chatted happily, warmed by wine and food. Harrison and I walked in silence. I noticed how his eyes followed Erica as she leaned in to laugh with Mark. When we got to their house, Mark shook Harrison's hand and kissed Erica goodbye. I kissed Erica on the cheek and turned to Harrison. Thanks for a great evening, I said, kissing his cheek with a small smile. They went inside, with Erica waving as Harrison stood tense beside her. I smiled to myself, took Mark's arm, and rested my head on his shoulder. It's awkward, I whispered as we walked home. What photo? Harrison seemed off. But you liked it. I saw how you looked at them. She's hot, right? I guess, Mark replied. Come on, admit it. Or do you need another look? Mark squeezed my hand. You're enough for me, Polly, he said softly, kissing me. Let's go home. We walked quietly in the dark, knowing what would come next. We'd get home, pay the nanny, check on the girls, then head to bed. I'd give him a look, and after a few glasses of wine, he'd smile and ask if I was sleepy. I'd think about it and ask what else he meant, and we'd make love. Finding the photo wasn't easy. Posting them online under a fake account and creating a reason to bring them up was simple, though. Erica had told me about her modeling days after a few glasses of wine. She was eager to share her secret, making my task easy. I spent a day at the library searching through fashion magazines until I found the right issue and got a good scan. The next day, I visited Erica for coffee after dropping the kids off. We do this often. I followed her through her beautiful home into her stunning kitchen. Passing a wedding photo, I glanced at it. Erica looked younger, but her body hadn't changed much, even after kids. Harrison, in his tuxedo with his clean-shaven face, had his strong arms wrapped around her. Erica's kitchen is beautiful and still smells of fresh paint. Harrison did a great job, I notice. He has good hands, Erica comments, seeing me admire the space. I smile. And a good eye, I reply. My fingers glide over the white marble island. Thoughts flood my mind. Stone countertop. A bit cold, isn't it? I remark. In what way? She asks, raising an eyebrow. You know, to sit or lie on, I tease. Erica laughs. I have no clue what you mean. Come on, it's a new kitchen. Doesn't it need some consecration? She gives a half smile while arranging coffee cups, placing mine on the countertop. Your mind is dirty, Polly, she says. And so what? I respond, earning a small smile from her. Yeah, it is a bit cold, she admits, laughing. I sip my coffee. Could he make me one of these? We're planning a kitchen remodel, and I love how he did yours. I can ask, but he might not have time soon, Erica replies. Why not? I ask, genuinely curious. He's got a big job, tearing down part of a house and adding space on the coast. He'll be there for a couple of weeks for the foundation and frame. Good money, right? Definitely. I'll ask him after this. He still needs to finish our bedroom, but there's a lot on his plate. Builders' houses, I say knowingly. Exactly. They're never truly finished, she agrees. What's your plan? I ask innocently, already knowing she'll talk about herself. Come on, I'll show you, she says with a smile. We grab our coffees and head to the master bedroom. It's all on one level in a spacious area Harrison bought through a friend. I've seen this bedroom before. We're thinking of expanding to make room for a bigger bathroom and a walk-in closet, Erica explains, gesturing with her coffee cup. I lean against her dressing table, listening to her excitedly describe the plans. Instead of fully focusing, I begin to form a complex idea based on what she's shared. As they say, he who doesn't risk doesn't win. After her tour, I nod approvingly. As she leaves the room, I change the subject. Behind her, I notice one of her earrings is missing. Harrison arrives at 9. It's a weekday, so my husband Mark is already at work. I let Harrison in and lead him to the kitchen, admiring how good he looks in jeans. Thanks for stopping by, I say. You heading to the coast soon? I ask. Yeah, I have to drive an hour after this, but at least it's outside rush hour. That sounds like a lot of work, I comment. They want literally everything. We all want everything. It depends on what we can get. Coffee? I offer. Harrison surveys the kitchen before looking at me. No, thanks. I just want to get in the car if that's okay. Of course. So what do you think about the island table? Erica mentioned it. I think she'd love one here, I say, smiling at him. He smiles back, sending a thrill through me. I'd love a smooth stone surface like this. I wish I could lie on it in just my stockings like a banquet platter for Harrison. Let me see, Harrison says, pulling out a tape measure. I'm considering a stone countertop like the others. Can you do that? I can do anything, Polly, he replies with a grin. I have no doubt, I say. As he measures the kitchen, I find his rugged features appealing. He's not taller than Mark, doesn't earn as much, and isn't as smart, but maybe that's part of his charm. Harrison left school at 16 to work with his strong hands, while Mark is complex, witty, and thoughtful. Harrison is here to get the job done without overthinking. I keep an eye on him, answering his questions about appliance placements and fittings. Do you need to clear this with Mark? He asks. No, I'm in control, I reply. Good. What Polly wants, Polly gets. He laughs. Exactly. How does Erica feel about you being away for 2 weeks? I ask, changing the subject. She doesn't like it, Harrison admits. I can imagine. I feign sympathy. Harrison sits up, frowning. I mean, you help her a lot, like picking up the kids. She'll miss that. Yes, she'll manage alone for 2 weeks. Erica's show is on solo. I smile, trying to keep it light. My heart races and I feel a blush creeping in. But she has you, Polly, he says softly. Yes, I reply, forcing a smile. I see his eyes change, sensing something. Just yes, he prompts. I nod and Harrison rolls up his tape measure, shifting his focus back to me. What, Polly? He asks, concerned. My smile fades and I look away. Well, I sometimes cover for her, I stammer. Are you covering? He presses, his frown deepening. Sort of. It's not hard for me to pick up the kids from school. She usually arrives an hour later. You know they love playing in the park. How often does she ask you? Harrison continues. I shrug, glancing at my hands. Maybe once a week. Is she saying no? I asked once and she said she was stuck in traffic, but I don't know where she was coming from. Harrison goes quiet, and I can almost see him processing my words. I laid it on thick, but Harrison isn't great with subtleties. Is there something you want to tell me? He asks. I lift my chin and meet his gaze. I can see it in his expression, and my heart pounds at the recklessness of what I'm about to say. If it helps, I've never seen any evidence that she's cheated, I tell him. His eyes flash. It's probably innocent, I add. The tension in his jaw tightens, and he replies hoarsely. That's good. Yes, sometimes these things come out and everyone knew but you. But that's not the case here. We don't gossip behind your back. I hope not, he mutters. I place my hand on his arm, feeling the roughness of his skin. I'm serious. If I knew anything, I would tell you. You deserve the truth, Harrison. Thanks, Polly. That means a lot. I squeeze his hand lightly and smile. But you're worried, right? Harrison pulls back, running his hand over the tabletop, suddenly focused. No, he croaks. Well, yes, maybe. I understand. She's so beautiful. It's tough to constantly look over your shoulder. He doesn't respond, his eyes fixed on the smooth surface. I know how it is, I say quietly. Harrison looks up, surprised. Really? How do you know, Polly? What's going on? I shrug, looking down again, avoiding his gaze and shaking my head slowly. He leans closer, hesitating before placing his hands on my shoulders. What's happened? He asks hoarsely. I count to 5, then look up at him, blinking as if holding back tears. I don't know, I mumble. I just know he's hard to reach sometimes. I call and he doesn't answer. There's more, but it feels silly. Tell me, he insists. It's like I put 2 and 2 together and get 16, I reply, biting my lip to catch his attention. He stares at me, concern etched on his face. He started coming home late on Wednesdays, I admit. Harrison frowns, and I can almost hear the thoughts racing in his head. Wednesday is Erica's netball day, right? I whisper. He nods. I hold my breath wide-eyed. My lip trembles, and a storm brews inside me. Without thinking, I step forward and press my face to his chest. I count my heartbeats, and when his arms wrap around me, I feel weak with excitement. Suddenly, I start crying for real. I'm hugging my best friend's husband in my cozy kitchen, my tears soaking into his shirt as I feel safe in his strong embrace. What should I do? I sob. He sighs heavily. I don't know, Polly, I really don't. I smell him and feel his heartbeat next to my face. He believes me, and a wave of pleasure washes over me as I smile quietly to myself. Finally, I manage to pull away, but I need to plant the seeds for my next steps. Harrison must accept the plan. This is all silly, I gasp, but I just have this feeling. Can you do something for me? His eyes are dark and intense, his face serious. Sure, what? Don't tell her anything. I won't tell Mark either. If I tell him my thoughts, he'll think I'm stupid, I whisper, blinking back tears. Harrison cups my cheek gently, concerned. Everything is going better than I expected. It's just, there's no evidence. If I say anything now, he'll think I'm silly. I look at him. I'm not silly, right? No, Polly, you're not silly. Then will you do it? Yes. We need to find out for sure. Yes. I feel dizzy with excitement. I hug him again and he embraces me back. This time I don't pull away. The hardest part is over. Annalise is nervous and it's gotten worse since her divorce. She's always been sensitive, which might explain why he left her. In contrast, Val is a force of nature. Watching her bustle around with Annalise following makes it clear who the alpha female is. We're preparing for the annual school quiz at the local bar's second-floor room. This is the main fundraising event for the TA, and for Val, it's everything. She's determined to break the fundraising record this year before new parents take over. It's petty, but this is her world. Most of us used to have high-paying jobs that matched our husbands' careers until life changed that. Now we're supermoms, managing households, raising kids, funding new sports equipment, and staying fit. It's ridiculous how we squabble over who's in charge, like we're back on the playground. Val thinks she's the alpha, but she has no idea. I am. I've noticed there are two types of people. Type A, who always have a plan, and Type B, who go with the flow. I'm Type A. I'm in control and usually get what I want. I set out to find a loving husband with a reliable income, and I chose Mark. I had many options, but I targeted him. The chase was fun, but it wasn't hard. I started working in February, and by mid-year, he was begging me to make our relationship official at a corporate party. My success lies in knowing what the other side wants. With Mark, it was flirting. He enjoyed my teasing, which gave me control over when I would respond. Mark is reliable, very reliable. I often tell people he's good with numbers, and when he engages in conversation, I give him a sly smile that boosts his ego. In reality, while he's competent in math, his skills in bed are predictable. Early in our marriage, I tried to spice things up, but it never worked. I realized Mark wouldn't change, and I needed a new plan. Annalise is different. She never has a plan. After her husband left, she's been raising a daughter and a son in his terrible twos. She had him in a desperate attempt to save her marriage, which was terrible timing. One night, after nearly a bottle of wine, she broke down on my sofa while I played the supportive friend. Annalise is a prime example of what happens when you can't pull yourself together. A few years younger than us, she has a lovely daughter who looks just like her. Annalise is slender and pretty, but her bright smile is now rare as she raises 2 kids alone. Instead of working on a better partnership, she thought having another child would revive her relationship. Now she's off the dating market, burdened with a toddler and no time for herself. There's an old saying, don't quit a job until you have a better one lined up. Annalise exemplifies what happens when you ignore that advice. After an hour in the hall, we sip our coffee. It's just me, Erica, and Annalise. Val went to pick up tables from the rental company. Annalise grabs her bag and apologizes, saying she signed up for a gym class while leaving her son with her mother to stay in shape for a future relationship. Erica, keep an eye on her, I say, nodding at Annalise. She's going to wear herself out. At this rate, maybe even sooner. Erica laughs lightly. Poor woman, I add. Yes, Erica agrees. I focus back on Erica, who is sipping her half-finished coffee, her long blonde hair pulled back. Now that we're alone, she seems thoughtful. What's new with you since we've been chatting? I ask, smiling. Nothing special, she replies, looking away. I study her for a moment before pressing further. But there's something. What's on your mind? Erica sighs heavily and leans back, nervously drumming her finger on her cup. I stay silent, giving her space. I don't know, she finally mutters. Job? House? Erica works shifts at a boutique on the main street, which seems to keep her busy. House? I clarify, but she stays silent, her tension rising. Bedroom? I ask slowly. She nods, and I keep my expression serious, wanting to hear her out. Yeah, she admits. It's like, I can't explain it. Are you feeling out of place? No, it's not about me. Here's the thing. I'm fine, but something is wrong with him. I just don't know what it is. Have you talked about it? Erica shakes her head. I tried, but it was like talking to a wall. He just shrugged it off. Maybe he has his own issues. His client has been difficult. She crawls around the construction site looking for defects, but that's not new and hasn't affected our relationship before. I lean over and take her hand. She looks up, and our eyes meet. For a moment, I imagine how Harrison would react to those blue eyes, how they could melt anyone. This is one thing I can't control. I've been through this before, I admit softly. I had to figure it out myself. This piques Erica's interest. How? She asks. We need to distract them from this. I'm dealing with the same situation with Mark, believe it or not. Erica winces, but shows interest in my idea. Oh, honey, I'm sorry. It's okay. Actually, it might be good. Do you want to know how? Yes. She leans in. I realized that if the bedroom gets cold sometimes, you have to freeze everything first to warm it up again. Erica frowns, confused, but keeps her hand in mine. I continue. It's simple, dear. No need to push. Just take Zex off the table. She laughs. So, you're saying the cure for a lack of Zex is a Zex diet? Yes. If he's not giving you what you need, keep him hungry until he does. Erica pulls her hand away, finishes her coffee, and looks at me over the rim of the cup, her blue eyes sparkling. She smiles as she sets the cup down. I've got you, honey, I say. Stick to my plan and I'll help you. It's either madness or genius, Erica replies. This is genius. Trust me. Follow the plan and everything will work like magic. How long? She asks, leaning forward. It depends. How long did you last with Mark? I shrug as if it doesn't matter, then quietly say, we need to wait at least a few weeks. How long are you going to keep it this time? Have you decided? I see the seed I've planted growing, feeling warmth inside. I smile at her. He'll get the full 4 weeks, I tell her. I finish my coffee and we part ways, each leaving with a smile. Erica has a plan, but it's really mine. Mark comes home with flowers, and I have no idea why. You know when my birthday is, right? I ask at the front door. Yes, he replies, leaning in for a quick kiss as I take the bouquet, feeling like I've just performed. Beautiful, I mutter, inhaling their scent as he smiles. Mark thinks he's done everything right. The kids are in bed, and then we'll go to bed. I know this routine. I've been here before. We go through the usual routine, dinner, kids, and cleaning. Mark is still in his shirt and trousers while I'm in jeans since I have nowhere to go. The flowers in a vase subtly fill the air with their scent, and I've opened a bottle of red wine. Want some? I ask, holding up the bottle. Absolutely, Paul, he replies. I pour us both a glass and hand one to Mark. He gives me a small, genuine smile that shows how much he cares. I return it. Mark is a good person, a faithful husband, and a great father. There's no need to look elsewhere to fulfill my desires. He takes a sip and moves closer. You're beautiful, he says softly. I want you, Paul. Shall we go upstairs? I tease. What about the kids? He asks, though I hear the excitement in his voice. They should be fast asleep by now. He kisses me again. He brought me flowers, cleaned up, and put the kids to bed. It's amazing what a motivated husband can do. Okay, I say quietly, and he smiles. Mark is about to get what he wants. He takes my hand and leads me upstairs. We make love. I love you, Polly, he whispers afterward. I love you too, honey, I reply, though I'm not being truthful. Are you ready? Mark asks, his nerves palpable. We need to be at the quiz in half an hour. Almost, I answer from behind the door. Do you want to load the kids into the car? Have they packed their overnight bags? Yes, they're downstairs ready to go. I let a few strands fall from my French braid, framing my face with my smoky eye makeup and rich maroon lipstick. I'm finally satisfied with my look. One more thing, I call out. Who's driving today? It's up to you, he replies. I turn away from the mirror and walk barefoot across the tiled floor. There's a lot at stake today. I have a plan, but I'll need luck as well. If everything goes right, it'll be worth it. I open the door and step into the bedroom in just my underwear. Mark turns and freezes when he sees me. I was hoping you'd volunteer, I purr, not waiting for a response. I head to the wardrobe and pull out my favorite black stilettos. They're high and will hurt my feet, but when I wear them, they shape my calves into slender curves beneath the thin stockings. I take the black wrap dress off the hanger and put it on. I can feel my husband's gaze on me. When I think he's seen enough, I turn around. He's standing there with a tie in his hand. I walk over, swaying my hips in my high heels, take the tie from him and wrap it around his neck. After tying a knot, I smooth his shirt with my hands. So? I ask softly. Like what? He mutters, still captivated. Are you going to volunteer? Don't drink today, be a responsible parent. This has its advantages, I say, standing on my tiptoes to give him a light kiss. Put on your shoes, we're running late. I head for the door without looking back, knowing he's watching me as I walk out of the bedroom. It was a good kiss. I go downstairs to get the kids into the car. They're spending the night at Erica and Harrison's so we can share a babysitter. Even though we don't need to dress up for the quiz, many of us do, enjoying the chance to feel like we did before kids. attending balls or corporate events. I feel the tightness of my underwear under my dress. I don't have to wear it, but tonight requires a little luck, so I'm prepared for anything. I buckle the kids into the car just as Mark leaves the house. I give him a smile. The room is packed and Val is in her element. There are 20 tables filled with parents chatting and drinking. Mark is across the room with Harrison and some other dads. I watch their conversation, trying to gauge their body language. Is Harrison acting distant? I need to be cautious. Val has a seating plan, or at least she accepted my suggestion to separate the couples, which will help new parents avoid splitting into their own groups. I glance at Val. Are you ready? I ask. Yes, do you think we can start? She replies. Yes, do you have a microphone? Val finds one by the prize table. Okay, I'll sit down, I tell her, heading toward Mark. He notices me and nods as the group opens to let me in. We're ready to start, I say. Have you figured out the commands? I ask Mark. Yes, we're at this table and… Yeah, I see. Mark frowns. Val really wants us not to sit together. How about this? I suggest. You sit at Annalise's table and I'll sit here. I turn to Harrison, who is sipping his beer. Quizzes aren't really his thing. Harrison, where do you want to sit, with Mark or with me? I don't know, I don't care, he replies. But I'm indifferent about where Harrison spends the evening. Erica approaches with papers and pens, distributing them to the tables. Honey, why don't you sit with Polly? I'll sit with Mark, she says. Harrison looks a bit uncomfortable but agrees and takes his seat. I move closer to my husband. Are you happy with this arrangement, dear? I ask. I think it'll be more honest if I sit with Harrison, I say quietly. Are you against me? I tease. Seriously? Mark replies with a smile. Are you ready for the competition? May the best man win, he grins. I'll grab some drinks, I say, heading to the bar. Knowing everyone will be drinking, I order a couple of beers for Mark and Harrison. This will be Mark's last since he's driving. I get a mojito for Erica, a mocktail for myself, and a shot of tequila. Mark is right. Let the best man win. After what he saw under my dress and how I swayed my hips, he thinks it'll be him, but it won't be. I pour a shot of tequila into Erica's mojito as Val addresses the crowd. We're in third place after 2 rounds, she announces. We should be higher, but I gave some wrong answers. It's amazing how easily people doubt themselves when someone answers confidently. Harrison gets quieter throughout the night, watching his wife and my husband laugh at the next table, winning while we fall behind. I keep ordering drinks as per our deal. Erica pays for the babysitter and I cover the alcohol. I continue to order mojitos while sipping a sugary soft drink, pretending it's the same. Harrison isn't far behind with his growing collection of beer bottles. Val announces another wrong answer, and the table sighs. Another incorrect answer from me. I shrug apologetically as Harrison leans toward me. Are you okay, Paul? He asks. Yes, but why? I reply. You seem kind of quiet. I suck at quizzes. Just read out another answer. Cheers erupt from the next table as Erica and Mark high-five. Damn, I hiss. Harrison notices too. Seriously, Paul, what's going on? I look at him and say, forget it, let's just finish this quiz. We need victories. Polly, how are you? Erica calls, leaning toward us. Not as good as you, I snap back. Next round, Polly, sport. She winks at Harrison, hinting he might be good at sports. Turns out he is. We gather to discuss options and make decisions. I support him, and when the round ends and Val reads the answers, we get a perfect score. Harrison smiles for the first time all evening, and I lean closer. See? You did it all, I whisper. You're a machine. Maybe. Thanks for your help. What help? You knew everything. You just needed support. Thank you, Paul. I smile at him, and he smiles back. I reach out and pat his hand, and he doesn't pull away. At the next table, Erica is quiet, staring blankly at the question paper, clearly drunk. Mark watches her closely while still talking with Annalise. None of them look our way. I squeeze Harrison's hand, enjoying the moment. He finally perks up, buoyed by beer and victory, smiling at me. We're going to win the quiz, though he doesn't know it yet. I do, because I've already seen all the answers. I'm leading Harrison to a surprising victory while his wife drowns in her mojitos. As the 4th round wraps up, I return with more drinks, placing a beer in front of Harrison and lime lemonade in front of Mark. Since Erica switched to wine, I bought her a large glass, and I have a pink and peach cocktail for myself. How do you like those cocktails, Paul? Harrison asks. You've been drinking them all evening. Not like your wife, I reply, though I should probably sit. I stagger a bit and Harrison is quick to support me, wrapping one arm around my elbow and the other around my waist to help me into a chair. I think I'm feeling unwell, I admit, and I'm not lying. If I take another sip of cranberry juice, I'll probably spit it out. Yeah, maybe you've had enough. I notice his concern. Behind him, Mark is talking to Erica, who seems to be at her limit. I'm surprised she's still standing after everything I poured for her. Their team is falling behind, and somewhere in Erica's mind, this is painful. Mark is trying his best, but she's already too far gone. We need to act. Slightly slurring, I say to Harrison, listen, I need to talk to Mark for a minute. I get up and approach Mark, leaning over while keeping my legs straight to accentuate my figure. I want Harrison's eyes on the curve of my backside in the wrap dress. Leaning on Mark's shoulder, I whisper, I think Erica has had enough. Yes, she drank a lot today, he replies. I thought maybe I should intervene. What do you mean? I laugh softly. I think your quiz is over, dear. It might be time to show some chivalry. Will you win? In the meantime, you want that set of wines, right? Your wife is about to bring home a well-deserved prize. Mark hesitates as I adjust my position slightly, letting the dress open a bit in front. He glances inside, unable to resist, knowing what his wife is wearing under her dress. The victory of the wife is the victory of the husband. You know what I mean? Help me and I'll help you when I get home. And how are you going to help me, Paul? He asks. I lean closer to his ear and whisper, in bed, baby. Standing up, I move away, aware of how I look in my tight black dress. I don't look away as Mark nods, and I give him my most charming smile before returning to my seat next to Harrison. A few minutes later, Mark approaches with an unsteady Erica. Honey, I'll go, she moans theatrically. Mark will give me a ride. Is she okay? Harrison asks, coming up behind us. This wasn't part of the plan, but Mark seems to have it under control. She needs to lie down. I'll take her home, Mark says. Harrison nods gloomily, then adds, I'll grab my coat. My pulse races. This isn't how it should go. I quickly stand and give my husband a meaningful look. I'll go too, I say, unwilling to let them leave together. I wrinkle my nose and pout. Do you really think something will happen? Harrison asks quietly. What do you think? You saw how they acted all evening. It was right in front of us, I reply, frowning and blinking as if holding back tears. Well, read the next question, he says, but I'm focused solely on him. He has kind eyes, filled with concern. He's not great at subtlety, but I laid everything out for him. Now I need to seal the deal. How do you know, Paul? He asks. I reach for my purse, squeeze the object inside, and hold my clenched fist up to his face. This is it, I whisper. I found this on the carpet in our bedroom. I open my hand to reveal Erica's earring, taken from her dressing table. Harrison's eyes widen. The room is noisy, but it feels like just the two of us, staring at the small piece of jewelry that changes everything. What should we do, Paul? He asks. I close my eyes, squeezing out a tear. He takes his cue from me, operating on autopilot. I feign celebration, but then pull him aside and whisper that I need to leave. Harrison takes my elbow and leads me down the stairs and out into the street. We walk in silence, his head down. Sorry, I say. For what? You're not that cheating, lying witch, Harrison croaks, his voice thick with emotion. I want to scream. There's a small park across the road. Everything is falling into place. We cross the street and stop at the park fence. I can't, I gasp. What's wrong? I can't just go in there. I need to collect my thoughts. Did you see them? They were so blatant. They might as well have been holding hands. Polly, calm down. Everything's fine, Harrison says. That's not true, I snap. Hell, I can't. Just get me off this street. I step into the darkness of the park, leaving the streetlights behind, and Harrison rushes after me. The pulse in my neck quickens with adrenaline. I stop behind some small trees to hide from the road. Paul, wait, where are you? He asks, moving deeper into the shadows. I turn around, my anger boiling over. You don't understand, I hiss. You haven't worn that earring for a week. You haven't felt what it means. This is all new to you. Yes, I know, but He starts, but I cut him off. I wanted to rip his cheating head off. But it doesn't work that way. You need to think this through. Have you considered what this means for you? Harrison looks horrified. Even in the dark, I can read his expression. My body tingles. I had a plan for today. I was going to confront him and make him choose. What plan? This plan. I tug at the bow on my hip and my wrap dress flies open, falling to the grass. I stand in front of my best friend's husband in nothing but my most revealing underwear. The hairs on my neck stand on end. I was going to give this to him. Look what I did for him, and he still went home with her. Your wife is in my bed with my husband, I hiss, my voice low and shaking. You don't know, you're just guessing. I'm not guessing. I know, he replies sharply. The nanny should have messaged me when she left your house. Nothing. They're not there. Am I not good enough? I wheeze, stepping closer. Look at me. I thought I was good enough for him. What's wrong with me? I lift my face to his, searching for an answer, but all I see in his eyes is confusion and sadness. I feel small and fragile. All I wanted was to make him happy. Everything seems dreamlike until he kisses me. I don't expect it, but I don't pull away. Instead, I lean into the kiss, allowing myself to get lost in the moment. Will you let me make you happy? I whisper. We had sex, and I tell myself it wasn't wrong. What they did was wrong. I just don't know anymore. Harrison, look at me. Just listen. I pause to gather my thoughts. I don't want to be a victim. I don't want pity, and I won't tolerate weakness. Then what are you doing, Paul? Harrison asks softly. I'm getting even, I reply. I live on my terms. Was that what it was, role-playing? He asks, uncertainty in his voice. I hold his hands in the shadows, not letting them move. All I see are his eyes shining in the dark. No, that's not it. You're proving you're a good person, and you showed it to me. You have no idea how much it meant to me. I continue, my voice wavering. For the first time in a long time, I felt wanted. I pause, the words caught in my throat. This is the first thing I've said tonight that's completely true. What should we do now? Harrison asks quietly. We need to think, I reply, trying to stay composed. Let me sort this out, please. My eyes plead with him. Harrison looks at me intensely, but eventually agrees. Thank you, I whisper. Let's sleep on it. I need to sober up and gather my thoughts. I need a plan. Okay, Paul, he says, nodding. He kisses me again, and I feel his trust. Now fully sober, I already have a plan. It's better than I could have hoped. When I come home, Mark is waiting for me, surprised when I walk through the door. Hey, you didn't call, he says. No, I took a taxi. Harrison dropped me off and went home, I reply steadily. Mark comes over, hugs me, and kisses me. I know what he's thinking because I'm aware of what I'm wearing under the wrap dress. He wants to take me upstairs and make love, but I can't let him now. I can't risk him finding out. How's Erica? Did you bring her home? I ask, trying to change the subject. Yes, she was very drunk. I haven't seen her like this in a long time, he replies. Do you think she and Harrison are okay? I press for more information. Yeah, why not? I don't know. She just seemed a bit off and really drunk. She was completely out of control. I had to deal with the nanny. Did you put her to bed? I smile, but there's a hidden meaning in my question. Mark hesitates. I didn't. I just brought her home and paid the babysitter. I would never. I cut him off with a kiss. I know, honey. You're all mine, right? Yes, Paul, I'm all yours. You are mine, he assures me. I kiss him again. Ready for bed? He asks playfully. I give him a sly smile and tilt my head. Yes, but I need to use the bathroom. Give me a couple of minutes. Sometimes things go as they should. Harrison was missing for a couple of days, but then returned. We spoke briefly on the phone, and I confirmed he was still on my side. He hadn't mentioned our encounter to Erica or accused her of cheating, which was a relief. That was the one factor I couldn't control. If he had accused her of sleeping with my husband, my carefully constructed story could have unraveled. There's something rare about living on the edge and relying on others to keep secrets. As far as I can tell, Harrison didn't ask anything, and Erica didn't deny anything. Meanwhile, the idea that my husband and his wife were having an affair thrived. It was perfect. I had a backup plan just in case Harrison needed another reminder. I have a pregnancy test at home with a drawn cross. It's an old trick, but it works. A few days later, over coffee, Erica mentioned that Harrison was going to the coast at the end of the week for work. She sounded different, as if there were some distance between them. This pleasantly surprised me. Erica will stay here for the school term to take the kids to school, while Harrison will be alone on the coast. When Mark eagerly accepted my offer to take our kids on a weekend camping trip as a daddy-daughter adventure, I felt like I had hit the jackpot. My family will be camping far away, and Erica will be home, leaving Harrison just an hour away from us. By chance, I caught Harrison at school in the middle of the week. He was wearing his usual jeans and an old t-shirt with a hole in the waistband and a paint stain on the chest, but he still looked good with his wild hair and 3-day stubble. I approached him, weaving through groups of moms. "Hi," I said. "Polly, how are you?" "No, really, how did it go after the quiz?" he asked. Harrison shrugged, glancing around to ensure no one was listening. "Oh, as expected. After she emptied the bar, she fell asleep on the bed, still in her dress. Any signs?" "What do you mean?" "You know what I mean." Honestly, I couldn't tell. She might have just passed out, and after that, I didn't check. Not after that. He fell silent, and I knew we needed to talk. "Yes, after that," I muttered. "I wanted to say thank you. I felt overlooked. You were so kind." "You were so damn hot, Polly. I never expected that." "You're a good person. You deserve better. You've been so good to me." I gave him a quick smile, and he returned it, boosting my confidence. "I was thinking we should figure out what happened. Erica said you're leaving for the coast tomorrow." "Yes, for 2 weeks. Why? Mark is taking the girls camping after work on Friday." "What do you mean, Polly?" "I'm not asking, I'm offering." I watched his reaction, knowing that while the moment in the park felt right, agreeing to repeat it soberly was different. I felt like I was holding my breath. "Okay, come." "When?" "Friday night." "Sure. I'll give you the address." I couldn't believe it was that easy. It felt like he crossed a line. I can't believe I'm going to the coast on Friday night to have sex with Harrison, I thought, already planning what to wear. "Here they come," Harrison said, turning toward the gate. I glance back, but my thoughts drift to spending the night with him, waking up together and pretending to be a real couple. I can't wait. The drive along the coastal road is slow, tangled in traffic. I could have left later to avoid the mess, but delaying even a minute feels unbearable. I'm wearing a cotton summer dress, short enough to tease but long enough to cover my new underwear. I plan to pull down the straps, unzip it, and show off. I've prepped for this moment with fresh makeup, new lingerie, polished nails, and a trip to the hairdresser. I want to be Harrison's fantasy tonight. Oddly, Mark doesn't even cross my mind. Good old Mark, the father of my children, faithful husband, and reliable provider. You could always count on him. But today I feel free for the weekend, stepping outside the boundaries of my usual life. It feels wrong, yet fair. Why should my life stop just because I had his children and put on his ring? If I have the chance to embrace Harrison, why refuse? As I drive, my mind races with thoughts of what we'll do together. When I finally arrive, I'm trembling with anticipation. Finding the address was tricky. I had to turn onto a narrow side street in a small coastal town. The house sits at the base of a hill overlooking the ocean. It's one of those country homes city families own, currently empty except for cement mixers and piles of lumber. I stop at dusk, get out, and walk to the front door to knock. But there's no answer. Peeking through the window, I see a living room filled with covered furniture. I circle around to the back and notice the house is under construction. I navigate the muddy ground toward the fence, but Harrison is nowhere to be found. Just then, my phone buzzes with a notification. It's Harrison, telling me to find the guest bedroom and wait for him. He left something on the bed. Curious, I make my way through the construction site until I reach a more livable area. The kitchen is untouched, and after walking down a short corridor, I find the bedroom. On the bed is a small bag with a note attached. I pick up the note and read it twice to ensure I understand. Written in sloppy, large handwriting, the message is blunt and completely unexpected. Harrison had been thinking about me in the park. He notes that what I did isn't something his wife Erica would ever do. He feels we're more alike than he realized and confesses he has desires he hasn't revealed to her, but he feels safe exploring them with me. He wonders if we should keep this secret and see where it leads, saying he's never met anyone like me. I'm stunned. Glancing between the note and the small bag, I'm in shock. Oh, Harrison, I'd love to be your fantasy, I think. It's too tempting to resist. The bag contains a blindfold and handcuffs. I pick them up, examining them. This is the last thing I expected from him. I've never tried anything like this. Mark would have run away in horror if I ever suggested it. But now I decide, I can do this for him. I can lie here and wait like this. I'll be his fantasy if he'll be mine. I text him to ask where he is. The bedroom is clean, though 2 old light stands in each corner catch my eye, with thick yellow extension cords snaking from them to the door. I try the light switch, but nothing happens. There's no electricity. Unlike the park, where I pushed him with words and actions, tonight will be different. This will be our first real time together. In just a few minutes, our secret romance will become real, and he'll finally accept me as his mistress. My phone buzzes again. Harrison says he's 2 minutes away and wants me to be ready. I send him a smiley face and tell him to hurry. I'm so excited it feels like I'm drunk on anticipation. I hear footsteps and my heart races. I turn my head, searching for him, but the footsteps stop, and I hear a click. More footsteps approach, and a hand pulls off my blindfold. Blinking against the sudden light, my eyes fill with tears. I can't see clearly at first, but then a figure blocks the light, and I start to focus on the face in front of me. I begin to smile until my expression freezes. My stomach churns as if I'm about to throw up. This isn't Harrison, this is Mark. We'll leave the ring on, Polly. It can be your little feature, he says. What are you talking about? I whisper, horrified. This is how they'll know you're a promiscuous, Mark explains calmly. Who? Mark, what are you saying? Who? I stammer, disbelief shaking my voice. Your fans, the ones who'll pay to watch you have sex. I gasp, staring at my husband. I look around the bedroom and start to understand the lighting stands and their placement. Behind him, I see a tripod with a camera, a small black lens aimed at my body. As the reality sinks in, I look into his eyes and see anger. How? Is all I can manage as my mind races. Harrison came home and ran into Erica right after you slept with him, like a promiscuous in the park, Mark says coldly. She burst into tears, denying everything. Do you know what happened then? He asks. No, I whisper weakly. He believed her. Mark's expression grows grim, and I sense a strange energy in him as if he's on the brink of action. I don't want to provoke him. I've never seen him like this. He fell to his knees asking her for forgiveness, and she forgave him because, according to Mark, that's what people do when they love and trust each other. The storm seemed to pass, leaving him looking worn out. The kids will stay with Harrison and Erica. We never went camping. Harrison moved back to the coast while you were driving here. You probably even drove past him. They'll look after the kids for a few days until we figure this out. I look at him in confusion. His sudden calm is more terrifying than his anger, and I have no idea what he's planning. What are you going to do? I ask, my voice barely above a whisper. He shrugs. I'll free you, then I'll drive back to the coast. You have 2 options, he says, gesturing toward the camera tripod and lighting stands. You can't be serious, I hiss, not believing him. Absolutely serious. His face shows no emotion. Harrison found a small apartment for you. You'll work online, showing off your body between picking up and dropping off the kids. It's always midnight somewhere, Polly. Screw you, I snap, feeling the weight of his words. Like I said, the choice is yours, but I'm done. I won't support you anymore. After this video, it'll be hard for you to find a decent job or win anything in court, including custody. How could you? Not my children! How dare you? I shout, my voice cracking with desperation. I don't! His icy calm fades, revealing seething hatred. Oh, but you are, Paul, he growls, cutting me off. The man before me isn't the husband I once knew, and a cold fear grips my stomach. Option 2, he continues, hissing through clenched teeth. You come back tonight, and tomorrow we open your account. You'll start making money instead of living off me. What better way to use your talents, Polly? You'll show everyone what you really are. He straightens, his eyes burning into me. I'm speechless. He plans to force me to perform on camera in front of strangers, condemning me to a life of private shows just to make ends meet. Or I'll just leave, I mutter. Yes, we're done, Polly. Marriage, everything. With the second option, you'll see the kids when I decide it's possible. Tears fill my eyes. I don't want to lose my children or leave the home we built. I realize I don't want Mark to leave me. I want to tell him that I've just missed him. I still love him. I clear my throat and try one last time. You know me, Mark. After all these years, are you really going to let this happen? Are you going to leave me to the wolves? Only you can stop this. You need to stop it now. I still love you, honey. You can't do this to us. He scans my face, my tears, and my underwear. I would give anything for him to touch me just once more. I see him hesitate and dare to smile. Is that a threat, Paul? He asks, a hint of mockery in his voice. No, it's not a threat, Mark. I'm begging you. I plead, hoping for a sign of the man I once knew. He looks at me again, and for a moment, I think my plea has been heard. We have too much history together. Our marriage is stronger than this. Then he shakes his head, pulls out his wallet, and throws a small stack of money on the bed. No, Polly. After all this time, this is goodbye, he says, glancing at the money. Thanks for the Zex. Hopefully, this will cover the cost. Mark turns and leaves without another word. I collapse onto the sheets, shaking with sobs as the weight of my actions crashes down on me. I didn't even get to tell him which option I chose. It didn't matter. He didn't care. Mark arrives at 5 with our girls, and I meet them at the front door. He smiles while unloading their things from the car and carries them into my small apartment as our daughters excitedly recount their day. It's Friday night, and it's my turn to be with them for the weekend. Mark and I exchange a few words about organizing the children's lives. He mentions he'll be at Shichiro's in the square tonight, which helps us avoid awkward encounters. I keep my bedroom door closed, having hidden all evidence of what Mark forced me to do. It's been a few months, and I'm getting used to the routine of setting up the camera and doing my shows. This is the only condition he imposed. I must keep performing, and all the money I earn is mine. Working 5 days a week covers my rent and gives me some spending money. I also work at night when the girls aren't around, relying on tips from strangers to make ends meet. Mark does everything to make our divorce seem amicable in public, which is his only concession, a small mercy for our children. I rarely leave the house, and dating is out of the question. The one time I tried going out with the girls, Erica barely tolerated me. It was so awkward that I left early. Back in my apartment, I cried while watching reruns alone, knowing Erica, Val, Annalisa, and Cora were having fun at a new bar. They don't talk to me anymore. They've all sided with Mark. I wonder how much Erica has told them. Only Mark, Erica, and Harrison know what I'm doing now. I've gathered several regular clients who hide behind fake names. Some share their life stories, while others just want to see what I'm doing. Looking back, I realize I never stood a chance. I fell into a trap set by Erica. She posted the video Mark took at the beach house as a teaser on my profile, making everything public and sealing my fate. Before I could fully grasp my situation, she pulled me into the life of an internet sex worker. Erica took revenge for the pictures I posted of her in lingerie, turning me into a low-life adult star. In the end, the truth is that women can be more dangerous than men. I settle the girls in and decide on pizza for dinner. Instead of delivery, I load them into the car and drive to pick it up at a nearby place. As I approach, I see them sitting outside, enjoying the early evening. Erica is in jeans and a blouse that shows off her model-like figure, laughing with Harrison, who looks sharp in a light blue shirt. Mark pours wine and makes a comment while Annalisa talks animatedly, looking beautiful in a summer dress. She touches Mark's hand. No, not my husband. My ex-husband. They're all laughing and raising their glasses as if celebrating something. I wonder if they realize what they've done. This happiness belongs to me. I brought them all together. Erica and Harrison are closer than ever. Annalisa has found love, and Mark is moving on. From my spot waiting for the pizza, I watch Annalisa touch Mark's arm. He gives her a soft smile that breaks my heart. They should be grateful for how things turned out and stand in line to thank me for their happiness. But they won't.